Right, correct. But if you think about it, these are words that we're used to saying, integrating Hashem in the world, and but which level of Hashem are you talking about? Mala?
Yeah.
Well, that's the limited Hashem. Sovev, well, that's beyond the world.
But we're stuck in the world. You can't do anything without using the world, even if you're only using your body.
That's Mamala.
So that's where we're stuck, aren't we? You're going to tell me no, but I can't say I can be good.
But Dira B'Tachtonim is that the essence of Hashem should be revealed in the world, not Mamala, not the limited light of Hashem. That Hashem should be totally at home. So for this, you need a third level that is beyond being beyond. The Ur HaSover Kol Almin negates the world because it's beyond the world. But there's a third level, usually called Atzmus, which is the level that is beyond being beyond. It's not limited to the unlimitedness of Sovev. It doesn't have to be a contradiction to the world. It can be in the world as well. It's so high that it's not confined to being high. It's not stuck with being beyond. The normal contradictions of either there's an unlimited light of Hashem and therefore no world, or there is a world and therefore the light of Hashem is limited and finite. That's the normal systematic logic of binary yes or no. There's a light that's beyond all this, that created all this, that is even beyond being the creator of it, and therefore it's not confined by these rules, and it can be in and above at the same time. It can be present and beyond. That's the light that's beyond Sovev, that's Atzmos. And how do we draw this down? Through Simcha. We connect to this through Simcha. If our Avodas Hashem is with Simcha, Simcha's Peretz Geder, Simcha breaks down fences, breaks down barriers, including the barrier between unlimitedness and limitedness, between world and Elokus. It all falls down. And so someone serving Hashem on this level, do they renew their car registration?
Yes, they do.
The same as somebody who is in Mamala?
Not the same.
That is that.
How would it be different?
The action's the same, but the head's in a different place.
Their purpose is different.
They would say that this is also Hashgacha Pratis, this is also Lukus. Hashem wants me to now register my car. And so while they're registering their car, they'll bump into another Yid and invite them for Shabbos, or they will sit there and say Tehillim and bring a Lukus into the mechanic's showroom. It's all one thing. That's also Avodas Hashem. You can find kedusha there as well. It's not limited. It's not this divisiveness between world and Elokus has fallen down. Their avodah is b'simcha, so therefore they'll do it. They'll be totally responsible. They'll be well organized. They'll be disciplined. They'll be functioning. Their house will run. But it's infused with a sense of this higher purpose. And that comes with Simcha. Simcha allows these things to work together. So this is the level that's l'mayla gam b'chnes Sovev Kol Almin. This is serving Hashem on a level that's higher than Sovev Kol Almin. That comes through Simcha. Which the Rabbi says, Shegilu Zeyeh b'Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. The real revelation of this light will be in the third temple, the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. You see halfway down the paragraph, Yeh b'Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi, at the beginning of the line. This revelation will be in the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. V'kapirish t'biyom HaShlishi koi al Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. As this pasuk, when it says, on the third day we will stand before him, the third day is referring to the third temple. Shebana Melech Yivna Melech Mashiach, that the king Mashiach will build Melech Mebeis David, who is a king from the house of David. The Dafka Mashiach is a descendant of David HaMelech. Why are we mentioning that? And the fact that Mashiach is a descendant of David HaMelech is also connected very much to Simcha. Because we know that Rambam, at the end of the laws of Lulav, talks about the importance of serving Hashem with Simcha. And the proof he brings that you have to serve Hashem with Simcha, that every person should be joyous in the doing of a mitzvah, which Rambam brings as a halacha. So not just have to do mitzvahs, have to do with joy. Where's his proof? Mit David Melech Yisrael, from David HaMelech. Because it says about David HaMelech, and the King David was dancing and whistling before Hashem. This is when the Aron was returned, the Aron HaKodesh was being returned. So David HaMelech was dancing in front of it and whistling in front of it, serving Hashem with joy. So Rambam is bringing the halacha that every person has to do mitzvahs with joy. He has to do mitzvahs with simcha. Where's his proof? From David HaMelech. Is that a fair proof?
Yeah.
That everyone should do mitzvahs with joy, if David HaMelech did? Maybe I'm not on David HaMelech's level. David HaMelech is on an extremely high level. Maybe he's on a level to serve Hashem with simcha, that I should also be that level. Yet Rambam brings him as a proof that we all have to do it. The explanation is this: the David Melech Yisrael who in Spheres HaMalchus. David Melech Yisrael is an embodiment of the Spheres HaMalchus, just like Sarah was. Malchus. Which is why David HaMelech was on the level of absolute bittul. If you look through Tehillim, it's all about bittul. That I'm worth nothing. I'm silent. I'm totally nobody. Because Malchus, as we said earlier, is bittul kanatziv dalit. That Malchus is that level that allows itself to be transparent. Is totally batul. And that's why David HaMelech had such simcha. He served Hashem with such simcha because he was Malchus, which is bittul. And as we said, bittul is the real source of simcha. When you are nothing, so then everything you have is a blessing, and you have true joy. That David HaMelech, because he was HaMelech, because he was Malchus, that's why he was able to whistle and dance before Hashem. Because when the bittul of Malchus, when simcha comes from bittul of Malchus, then it's not possible for any negative to come from it, even when you have revealed simcha. Which revealed simcha is hergesh, it could be a feeling, like Noach had that feeling, and Chava had that feeling, and it led to bad results. But Sarah's simcha was from bittul, so was David HaMelech's, and so therefore no negative can come from it, it's totally good. So that makes the question even stronger. How does that mean that we can live on a level of simcha like David HaMelech? We should do mitzvahs like David HaMelech. He was Malchus, he was an epitome of bittul on the highest level. We're not necessarily there. But says the Rabbi, Mekivan she David Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayam. We say about David Melech Yisrael that he's Chai v'Kayam. Which means that he's alive and well. Really? David Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayam. So what does that mean? That David Melech Yisrael is alive and well, meaning within every Jewish soul there is a David Melech Yisrael. There is this level of Malchus, the bittul of Malchus. He's called Melech Yisrael, the King of Israel, because in Israel, in every Jewish soul, there is a David Melech. He's Chai v'Kayim, he's alive and well, beating in our hearts. There's this level of Malchus, this bittul. And therefore, David HaMelech, because he's alive and well, he's your king, he's a part of you, he's part of your neshama, so therefore, he gives you the power that you can serve Hashem with simcha. That when you do the mitzvah, you can do it with total simcha. Even though Serving Hashem with simcha is an avodah gedola, is a big avodah, which is the lashon of the Rambam himself. When the Rambam says that every single person should serve Hashem with simcha, he said that serving Hashem with simcha, doing mitzvahs with simcha, is avodah gedola, is a big avodah. A big avodah doesn't mean an easy avodah, it means it's a big deal. So then how can we do it? Because we have David Melech's power as well with us. So we've got Sarah behind us, we've got the Rebbeim behind us, we've got David Melech as well. We've got every single reason to have this simcha, which is based on bittul, and that's what will bring Tchias HaMesim. That the joy that we have should be in an appropriate way. We have everything going for us. So the Rabbi concludes the moment. So through doing this, through doing mitzvahs with simcha, which the Rebbe then slips in. And by the way, when we said that mitzvahs have to be done with simcha, it also includes the mitzvah of all of your actions should be l'shem shamayim, and know Him in all your ways. Which these two psukim, all your actions should be l'shem shamayim. Well, this is the Maimon Chazal, and the pasuk that says know Him in all your ways. These two statements basically mean that in everything you do, including renewing your registration for your car, everything you do should be a way of serving Hashem. Find Hashem in everything that you do. And those two things are a tzivui, are a command, so therefore they're also a mitzvah. So therefore, when it says that you have to do mitzvahs with simcha, it doesn't just mean 613 mitzvahs, it also means renewing your registration. It means everything that you do has to be with simcha. Just slipping that in at the end there.
Just a minor detail.
Yeah, to make sure you realize that simcha is not just, okay, we're doing mitzvahs now, let's be joyous, and now we're eating lunch, let's be miserable. That every single part of your day has to be imbued with the simcha shel mitzvah. So when you do that, what will happen? Yifritzu es kol gidrei golus. That will break down the walls of golus. Because simcha peretz geder. Simcha has the power to break down walls. So the walls of golus will be broken down through simcha that permeates your mitzvah observance, which includes doing everything in the day. And therefore, the master will come, which is the King Mashiach, David Melech Yisrael, who is in fact David Melech Yisrael. That it says that Mashiach is David Melech Ba'atzma, it's the same neshama. Yachid Moshe ben Raya Mehemna, who in fact is also a soul of Moshe Rabbeinu, because Moshe Rabbeinu, it says about him, that the first Redeemer will be the last Redeemer, which means that the soul of Mashiach is actually a mixture of the soul of Moshe Rabbeinu, Raya Mehemna, the faithful shepherd, as well as David HaMelech. And we've said that Moshe Rabbeinu gives us this power of 120 years of being alive in the intense level of liveliness. And David HaMelech is the one who gives us the ability to have Malchus, Bittul, which is the source of true Simcha. And Mashiach is a combination of both of them. Kol gam arayim mehem shebechol dor v'dor. And this includes, when it says that the Moshe is the Redeemer, it includes the Raya Mehemna, the faithful shepherd of every generation, ad l'Raya Mehemna shel Dereinu, right down to the faithful shepherd of our generation, which is the Frierdiker Rebbe, says the Rebbe. So we've got all of these empowerments, Moshe Rabbeinu, David HaMelech, the leader of the generation, which is the Rebbe. All of these are actually the soul of Mashiach, when you put them all together. And it's like a cycle. They empower us to have avodah b'simcha, and the avodah with simcha brings down all barriers, which will bring down the barriers of Golus, which will bring Mashiach. And therefore, it very soon should be fulfilled the prophetic promise, awaken and dance those who are dwelling in the dust, or sing. And with those neshamas that are in the dust that are revived, we will go to receive the Mashiach, the Simchas Olam al Rosham, and an eternal joy will be on all of our heads. It should happen very soon. Amen. So the bottom line of this mimer is that simcha is not just a nice little sprinkling of extra spices in our life. Simcha is the essence of what our life has to be about. Our mitzvahs have to be imbued with simcha. A mitzvah without simcha is not complete. It has to be done with simcha. And that simcha has to be through bittul. And even though simcha and bittul seem two opposites, but that's in the limited scope of reality. But when we reach a higher scope, which is drawn down to us through Sarah Imenu, being our mother, through Moshe Rabbeinu, through the leaders of the generation in every generation, and through David HaMelech, which is within us, when we transcend the limitations, so then we serve Hashem with simcha that is paired together, breaks down all the barriers, and breaks down the barriers of Golus, and brings Mashiach.